Open House episode 3, and is it just me or does this programme get even more confusing every time it's on? We were introduced to Johnny and Sarah at the end of the last episode, and they were saying that they've been together for years, basically they're best friends, but they've lost the spark in the relationship, so basically they're bored. And she was saying that she suggested to him that they bring another woman into the relationship. They were walking about getting to know people, and they started speaking to a couple, and she was like, this could be interesting. But he was sticking to his guns, and he was like, no, the plan was to bring in another woman. I don't want to couple swap with a man. So he's like, oh, it's the alpha male in me. Don't even get me started on the whole alpha male situation. Just admit that you're jealous. It's perfectly okay. So they were talking about that couple, and they were talking to the French woman who had the threesome with the couple for episode 1 and 2. And she was giving them some absolutely fantastic advice. And she was saying, when you bring somebody else into the relationship, make sure you keep something just between you two, that only you two do together, like kissing or anal. Either or. So the two of them are absolutely crapping themselves. They're walking around trying to get to know people. And Sarah takes a fancy to the French woman. Everybody in this show is taking a fancy to the French woman. And at first I didn't really get it right. But then when she had a threesome with a couple for episode 1 and 2, she's a lingerie model. And I thought, aye, okay, I kind of see where they're coming for there. But she says to her, oh, like, I find you attractive or whatever, like, would you like to join us? And she said no. She actually said no. I was shocked. Here I was thinking that everybody in this house just agreed to do everything. I was proved wrong. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that she would agree to go with him and she wouldn't agree to go with Johnny, but I know it's not all about looks and it's about personality and whatever, but you know, at least now, after these 2 episodes, and I was saying they've got no standards, they'll stick it in anything that moves, they don't give a fuck, she proved me wrong, so I apologise for that. In comes Claude and Amy. This situation was very interesting, because they've got 6 kids, and I am not trying to say that somebody with kids can't have a good time. But she was talking about the age of kids, and I can't remember the exact ages, right? But one was like 13, one was 12, 6, 3, whatever, right? I can't really remember, but I know that some of them are teenagers. And it's good to teach your kids you should never care what other people think. But there's a vast difference between don't care what other people think and going on national television to basically have group sex or whatever when you know that your kids' friends are probably going to see it and they're going to have to go to high school and they're going to get the piss absolutely ripped out of them. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Another thing that I found very interesting about this couple is that they've been married for X amount of years, I can't remember, but she says that she liked like a polyamorous relationship before she got married. This guy is the most fucking loyal guy. He doesn't want to kiss MD, he just wants to be with her, he just wants to spend all his time with her. He's not even interested in bringing anybody else in, he's only doing it for her. There's people out there who would kill to have a partner this faithful. He's like, I don't even want to kiss MD, like, he's not even interested, he just wants to make her happy. And she's just wanting to just go and fucking take it off anything that's going. Now, I seen an article when I was looking for this picture of them, and it says that she took her husband on national TV and embarrassed him or made him look bad or whatever. But if anything, she made herself look bad, and she made him look good. Because she's not giving a fuck. She invited the lass into the hot tub, right, and she started kissing her in front of him. He was obviously just trying to act cool and taking drinks or whatever. And technically she wasn't doing anything wrong because he did agree to put himself in this situation. And she was kissing a girl in front of him, but it just made her look really bad. Why didn't they have this conversation before they got married? If this is what she wanted, why didn't they have an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship or whatever before and then go into marriage? Because the whole time she's saying, oh, if he doesn't like it, I don't know what's going to happen, or if he's not interested in it, I don't know what we're going to do. Basically saying, if he's not willing to just shag anything that moves, I'm out of here. And it's an absolute shame for him. She was actually saying as well, It's not even just about them like having a group thing together. She was saying, oh, I'm happy for him to just go out to a club or just go and meet somebody and go with them. It's as if she fucking hates him. That's how it feels to me. It feels to me like, oh, we're going to do this group thing, it's going to be polyamorous, but actually she does not give a fuck. And that's just in my opinion. I think that if I was into having a polyamorous relationship, then I would be more inclined to be like, look, we'll do threesomes, you know, like we'll do things to make you comfortable. I wouldn't say, oh, do you know what, just go out to a club and just go with somebody. See you on Monday. When she knows fine well that this guy has got no interest in going with anybody else apart from her, it's an absolute shame. Johnny and Sarah end up in the hot tub with this other couple, and you can tell he's raging. He's not into couple swatting, but they're chatting about it, and he's like, I don't know how I'll feel. And he says to the camera, oh, I just don't know like what the man's going to do. I'm protective. I'm not jealous, I'm protective. Just admit that you're jealous. Protective of what? You're in a safe environment. What's the guy got to do? Fucking pick her up and carry him off to his cave? For fuck's sake, just admit that you don't want her to go with another man and that you're jealous. Anyway, she ends up kissing the wife and he's sitting and he's like, And then the couple can obviously see that he's a bit uncomfortable and they're like, do you want to take things to the next level? And she's like, oh no, we're not ready, right? So they're like, oh, we'll just leave you to it, whatever. And they have a chat. And then he's just like, not even in this at all. Amy and Claude are at a party and they're supposed to be separated for the night. But he is just not interested, he just wants to speak to her. And she's away talking to these two girls. And she actually says to one of them, oh, I'm always thought that I was bi, but sometimes I say to Claude, oh, I think I'm actually a lesbian with a husband. Very comforting words. Amy was talking to these two girls and she was saying, oh, like, you understand the way I was brought up, like, in a polyamorous relationship, and I just think, like, the more the merrier in the family, and I just want, like, people to come into my house and all that. Now, I'm sorry, and I am not trying to be judgmental, even though I am, at times, a very judgmental person, but if you've got 6 kids in your house, you wouldn't even want random friends coming in and out, right? Like, it's one thing even having friends that you've known for years, because you never really know a person, let's be honest. They could be getting up to God knows what. So, even having friends, random friends coming in and out your house isn't a good idea. Never mind partners, random partners coming in and out your house that you don't know anything about them. You don't know their background and your kids are there. No. I'm sorry, no. I have heard some horror stories of things that have happened to kids when people have been having parties in their house or having random people coming over to their house or letting their pals stay overnight. And you just can't be too careful. Johnny and Sarah try and branch out again. They go to a pool party and somebody suggests that they play spin the bottle. Of course they do. That's what the place is all about. No harm done. It's all fun and games. So they're playing spin the bottle and she ends up kissing a guy. And bless him, man. He's trying to just be calm and like, oh, it's fine, right? You can see how awkward it is and I felt so bad for him. And then they decided to go into the tent and they were playing spin the bottle in there. But then you could see how awkward he was feeling and she's like, oh babe, do you want to come and talk outside? And I genuinely think that he's just trying to be super supportive, but just, he doesn't want her to go with another man, and that is completely understandable. It's got nothing to do with being an alpha. It's just okay to not want to watch your woman going with another man. That's just in my opinion. So now Sarah's starting to think, you know, maybe a couple would be better, and the non-monogamy coach is like, oh, the more the merrier. She's not a very good coach. These people are not feeling comfortable in this situation, and I don't think the more the merrier is the answer. Next time we see that these two are in a situation where they're in a group and he's like, oh, I think that we'd rather have less people, and they're like, oh, understandable. But then when they leave, they're like, oh, that was stupid, or like, what are they all about, or whatever it was, and they're just being totally snidey. Amy and Claude, one of the two of them got up to something, and then we see that Amy says that she made a mistake, so we'll find out what happens there. Let me know in the comments what you think of this show. I think it's getting more bizarre as it goes on, but we'll see what happens next time. Bye!